And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the New York Jets episode. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Are there 14 players from the Jets we want to talk about? I don't know. We'll find out. But that being said, all five of us regular gentlemen are here today. And for the third episode in a row, and I think that makes, episode 6 or 7 now?
Like that's number 6 I've been on, yeah.
Robert is back, if you recognize that voice. So yes, we got 3 episodes in a row out of Robert. I think it's because he's on Christmas break. But hey, we'll take it, whatever we can get. Thank you, Robert. And I don't think I have any more housekeeping, so we can get started. Robert, who is your Jets quarterback for your 7-on-7?
Yeah, I figured this one with this group would maybe be a little bit of a hot take, and I didn't really look at the stats, but I went with Joe Namath for my New York Jets quarterback. I don't know if anyone will join me in that.
I did actually.
You probably missed some context here. On this podcast, there's a few players we pick on more than others.
Oh no!
Namath has been an NFL player that we have destroyed more than once on this podcast. So you walked into a situation that you were just unaware of.
I love Joe. I think Joe's cool, but
He was cool, but
not the most efficient guy in the world.
I mean, he's 12 years with the Jets, 170 touchdowns, and 215 interceptions for 27,057 yards. So, but I mean, he does have their only Super Bowl, I believe. So, against the who'd they beat, Ray?
oh no.
Why are you coming at me right with the Jets? That is such an off-base Ray shot I've ever.
We've been
heard in my
off base
life.
the last couple episodes, Ray. We've just been throwing it around.
God, that's not even the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, wow. Hey, would you say his completion percentage, by the way? Did you get that in there?
Oh, no.
I don't think I included that.
Probably shouldn't.
And I'm freaking on your side.
He's the only one that voted with you.
It was over half.
How much over half?
A point?
0.2%.
Oh, no.
But
This is starting off fantastic, boys.
Ray already wants to lead the Joe train. No one else is even up
You
there.
have no idea.
It's been a while since I cried on the pod, but this is good. Ray's like, what the fuck, man? I voted with you.
It's like setting off a landmine and you standing right next to it.
I'll just buy my time for a few comments made in the Dolphins episode.
All right. Well, Namath got 2 votes. So, Drew, you got another quarterback for us?
Yeah. From the great college of Marshall, old Chad Pennington.
I also got Pennington.
Me too.
May not be as famous as Joe and win a Super Bowl, but he was way more efficient. He led the league once with the Jets with 68%. He signed with the Jets, threw for 13,000 yards, 82 touchdowns, only 55 picks. I think Jets fans loved him too.
It was very popular.
When you're quarterback starved, like a franchise like the Jets, like a guy just comes in and plays good, you're like, hell yeah.
I would say he had an 8-4 year, 8-5, 10-6 years with the Jets. Probably the best they've probably seen in a while. So he was just accurate. He didn't have crazy weapons or anything in his time there, but he found ways to win games there. So,
I mean, Jets fans got behind the Sanchez. Yeah. So, I mean, if you win games in New York, like the Jets fans will get behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Winning because of him.
So you shave your face off somebody's ass.
Yeah.
That was one time.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh, man.
Well, I think that's all of our quarterback votes. So, Uncle Doug, you got another player for us?
I do. I went back to the Jets Super Bowl, and Don Maynard.
I also have him.
I
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
You
That's
gotta
a
put
sixer.
Tom Maynard on this list.
Yeah, very, very dependable receiver. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame, 4 Pro Bowls, an All-Pro, an AFL championship, a Super Bowl championship. Had 13 years with the Jets, 627 receptions for 11,732 yards, averaging 18.7 yards per reception and 88 touchdowns. So,
Good deal. That's he's already in. That's unanimous.
yeah.
Wide receiver 1.
When Joe was in trouble, that's who he threw the ball to.
And that's the end of the list of Hall of Fame receivers for the Jets, guys.
That would be it.
Well, all right.
It's probably because they have a lot of tight ends.
I'm sure they got it.
You're all right.
Or if you ask Sanchez, a lot of tight asses.
No one should listen to the Jets episode.
Well, Wade, do you have another player for us?
I went with fan favorite Wayne Corbett.
Oh, I had him pulled up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep, I got him.
I have
as
old
well.
Wayne.
I
Yeah.
have Wayne too.
Yeah.
He was a huge fan favorite in the 90s and early 2000s. There for about a decade. Was a good, dependable receiver. 580 receptions, over 7,300 yards, 41 touchdowns. He had some pretty nice seasons there for a little while. Had a 1,000-yard season in 98. Had a bunch of 900, 700, 800, stuff like that. He was just a good, dependable receiver, especially in a period of time. The NFL hadn't quite opened up the way it is today. It was still a little bit more run dependent than it is now. The NFL was starting to pass a little more, so guys like him were important. Like I said, he was a fan favorite. He was really productive for a little while, and for a franchise like this, it's kind of a big deal.
And that was 6.
I
Everybody
missed
had
him. I don't have him on my
Oh.
list.
Big bummer for you.
I'm probably going to have a 1 vote here at some point.
It will.
No, I didn't even look at Grabet's stats. He's on my team.
Yeah.
He was so stupid popular, and I don't even know why. Like, it's not that he was bad, but it wasn't like he was like a superstar either.
Jets just needed something to root for.
Mhm.
The guy that stayed
He's
there
a hard-working guy.
Nice.
scrappy and
Mhm.
Stayed there his
hard.
whole career. Yeah.
Stayed there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're at Ray now, right?
Okay. I'm going with Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh, I just pulled him up. You got to be kidding me, guys.
Yeah.
I have Keyshawn as well.
Keyshawn as well.
Oh yeah.
I was on a different website looking at these Jets players or something.
You got to stay off those sites. They're going to spam your phone.
That's good.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Mr. Keyshawn Johnson. 3-time Pro Bowler. 1 Super Bowl championship. Not with the Jets. 4 years in New York. Started 59 of 62. Targeted 533 times and caught 305. 4,108 yards. 13.5 yards of reception. 31 touchdowns.
Keyshawn's like a poor man's Chris Carter. Like, I don't mean that as an insult. Like, he just couldn't do it for nearly as long as Chris Carter did it. But like, he was super sure-handed. He was a great move the chains possession receiver.
Yeah.
He what you looked at him, that's not what you saw because he was big.
Right.
You thought, oh, this is gonna be a jump ball guy. This is gonna be a explosive receiver. He wasn't, but he caught everything that was thrown in his area, and he moved the chains constantly for your team. He just couldn't do it for 15 years like Chris Carter did.
Like Carter.
Right.
He was actually kind of a lot what Wayne Corbett was.
Yeah,
He was a third down chain mover.
Mm-hmm.
Wade loves seeing some Chris Carter.
He just wasn't as good as Randy Moss. That was my point.
That cracks me.
All right. Well, I guess we're to me now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I may have a solo here myself, but I have another receiver and old Jericho Cotchery.
I didn't put him on.
Nope.
Yep, there's
Nope.
my single.
Sorry.
How do you spell that?
COTCHERY.
C-O-C-O-T?
Yes.
And what's the rest of it?
CHERY.
C-H-E-R-Y. Yep, that's a solo.
He went 7 years in Jetland, where he caught 358 balls for 4,500 yards on 12 yards a catch. And he was their best receiver for a few years there. And they don't have any good fucking receivers, so I thought, hey, why not Jericho Cotchery?
J-E-T-S, Jets.
All right, well, I think we're back to Robert.
I was in a very similar headspace when I put this guy on because it's my list, and I put on Garrett Wilson. So,
Oh, I have Garrett.
I have Garrett Wilson.
all right.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
I thought about him.
Not my list.
But he's played there for 3 years, 13 touchdowns, 3,000 yards. That's including this season. The quarterback play has been so inconsistent. He's went through Zach Wilson, and then Rodgers been up and down, and
Some other guys.
yeah,
Darnold.
Boyle, and
I wasn't there for
Did he?
Darnold, no.
yeah,
But the fact he's able to have 1,000-yard
Yeah.
seasons.
that's
Yeah. His rookie and second year, he had 1,000-yard seasons with Zach Wilson.
I mean, he's so good at just creating separation.
Yep.
Like he's
Hey, let's not hate on Zach Wilson. That is Steve Young's protege.
Well, he sucks.
but
By the way, I said that because I learned it the other day. I didn't know that before the draft, like Steve Young, like went to teams and was like telling them like this is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. Like he's
That's
Like-
why I went number 2 to the Jets. Probably.
yeah, Steve. I guess he like used to stay at Steve Young's house. And, like,
yeah,
Steve Young like mentored him like hardcore.
Just didn't work out, I guess.
and then he dated his buddy's mom or whatever.
well, he slept with her.
I remember that whole fiasco.
Yeah, I was like, good job, buddy.
All it did was give him a bunch of positive attention.
Yeah,
Yeah, away from football.
All right, man. I guess we're at Drew, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change the position up. I put a running back on here. I put old Curtis Martin.
Yeah.
So did
So
I.
did I.
So did I.
All right.
Yeah, That a Sixer?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe so.
I thought he did enough catching the ball out of the backfield and to be able to do it. I mean, he had over, let's see here, with the Jets, he had over 350 catches. He had over almost 2,500 yards receiving out of the backfield. He has years of 500, couple 300, mid 250s. So I thought he catched the ball enough, and he was just a tank running the ball at 5'11", 210. So if you get him out in space, watching some of these DBs trying to take him down would be maybe hard for them. I don't know. I thought he was one of the best playmakers all time, and it was good enough to catch the ball for the Jets. So I thought putting him on the team would
Heck
work.
yeah.
I think with some of these franchises that are kind of don't have a ton of talent, a wide receiver or tight end, if they have a great running back, if you just gotta put the ball in their hands, they're gonna do something with it that's gonna be better
Yeah.
than some of these other guys.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way to put the ball in their hands. I think Curtis Martin's a good pick.
And he was there during the Dirty Sanchez era, right?
He was right before.
Right before he retired, he retired in 05.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who was the running back when Sanchez, because they had a good running back at that
They had
time.
Thomas Jones and LT at the end.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
made the AFC Championship runs. They
Mhm.
split time.
I forgot about that.
One
Yeah.
of the there was 2 Jones brothers, wasn't there? Was there 1 or 2? There's Thomas Jones and there was another one. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up. But they split
not
time
sure.
with LT and I thought one of the Thomas Jones, whoever. The guy that played for the Bears when they made the Super Bowl against us. Is it Thomas Jones?
And Cedric Benson was there for a while.
Cedric Benson was there, but I think he split time with Thomas Jones there.
Mm.
And I think Thomas Jones went to the Jets.
It's possible.
Mhm.
shortly after that and split time with LT when they made those AFC Championship runs, I think.
Okay, fair enough. And who just went with Martin? Drew?
Yeah.
All right, Uncle Doug, who you got?
Well, I went with second running back. I went with Freeman McNeil.
I don't even know who that is.
He was running back for the Jets from 81 to 92. He had lots of rushing yards, but let's look at the receiving. Had 295 receptions for almost 3,000 yards, 10 yards a catch, 12 touchdowns. He also rushed for over 8,000 yards and another 38 touchdowns.
All right, well, is that a solo for Uncle Doug there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, join the club, Uncle Doug.
Hey.
All right, Willard, you got somebody?
Yeah, I remember this guy from the early 2000s. I just don't know if I can say his first name right.
Lavernius.
Lavernius Coles.
I have him as well.
He was there for about 8 years, had 459 receptions, just under 6,000 yards, 37 receiving touchdowns. He was a really good receiver for a while, made a Pro Bowl. Had back-to-back 1,200-yard seasons with the Jets, had another 1,000-yard season later on, a couple years later, a couple 800- and 900-yard seasons. I mean, he was, for the Jets, some of those were from part of Washington. Actually, I forgot about that. But yeah, he was good with the Jets for a few years. He had a couple 1,000-yard seasons as a Jet. Their wide receivers suck, so I thought he could make the list.
No, I like Lavernius Cole. He's a solid pick for this. And he already has a previous relationship with our quarterback, Chad Pennington, because he caught passes from with the real Jets. So I feel that was a good thing, too.
I don't remember him starting his career at the Jets for 3 years, going to Washington for 2 years, then going back to the Jets for another 4.
I don't remember that either.
I don't remember the Washington stint, but
Me neither.
he had a 1,200-yard season there.
Well, fuck that. Okay, I don't need Washington having good
Yeah.
receivers. All right. Well, I'm out of players.
Oh, wow.
I have one left.
I've got 2.
I have
got one
2.
left.
Well, Ray, you got one left. Go for it.
Okay. I went with Al Toon.
That's
Same.
my one.
So how many?
Done.
3? Drew, do you have him?
No.
Okay,
No,
so
I'm
three.
scratching my ear.
Well, scratch it before or after.
Well,
the
that's why I put
question.
it down and I was waiting.
Do not confuse the guy typing stuff. Anyway, Al Toon, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro. He was on the Jets for his entire 8-year career. Started 95 out of 107 games, 517 receptions, 6,605 yards for 12.8 yards of reception, 31 touchdowns. And let's see, rushing here. Yeah, nothing for rushing.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there he is.
Yeah, Al Toon.
And Robert, you said you had a player left, right?
I do. I put Brees Hall on my list.
Oh, that's not a bad
Brees
pick.
No,
Good
yeah.
player.
Yeah, I like Brees Hall.
Not bad.
In 3 seasons with the Jets, as far as receiving goes, he has 7 receiving touchdowns, 143 catches for 1,231 yards, about 8.6 yards per reception. They're not very talented in the receiver category, so I just thought I'd put Brees Hall on because I think he's pretty good. So
I like
He is,
it.
and you said in 3 seasons he got 143 catches.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Was
pretty
he a
good.
full-time starter for all that, was he?
No, not that first year. It went 19 catches, 76 catches, and then this year he has 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's had
So.
some injury problems too. So
Yeah.
like, he probably would have
Yeah.
been a lot more if he could stay healthy.
Still
Yeah.
70 something. And
Yeah, his
almost
first
50.
year, he only played 7 games in 2022.
Oh, I like that. I might go to him. We'll see.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I might
Yeah, I like
get a
Bruce.
Swap-a-rooney here.
All right. Well, who has a player left now?
I do.
So Drew and Ray both. All right, Drew, who you got, buddy?
My final receiver, I went with old Wesley Walker.
Yes.
I forgot I
What
actually
about
had
him?
another
He's
player
pretty
because
good, yeah.
I have him too.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had another player as well.
Old Wesley is a lifelong Jet. He had over 8,000 career yards, 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. He had 71 touchdowns, 438 catches with the Jets. Played from 77 to 89. He led the league 1 year in receiving and led the league twice in yards per catch. Had 2 years of over 1,000 yards. Just lifelong Jet. Looked like sometime in the middle of his career, he's battling some injuries and stuff, but for his career, he averaged over 19 yards a catch. So I thought kind of a deep threat. So.
Yeah. Second year in the league, 24.4 yards a carry or catch, and then next season 24.7.
Yeah, I say he had some crazy years. Had nothing. Yeah, not a very big guy, only 6 foot, 180 pounds. So, but that was just another guy I put in there, deep threat.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is that everybody now? We're all out.
Yeah.
Well, I'll come off McNeil and go to Walker. I looked at him and kind of forgot about him.
Walker.
No.
Okay.
All right. I will come off Jericho Cotchery and go to Brees Hall. Like your pick, Robert.
Gonna get a 1-vote rally here coming. I can feel it.
I'm coming off Joe.
Yeah, I will too.
Oh yeah, where you gonna put him at?
Chad Pennington is our quarterback, boys.
I was
Yeah,
thinking about
Chad
adding
Pennington
Ken
would be good.
O'Brien, but
Yeah, that's freaking sad.
When we started this, did you think Chad Pennington would be the quarterback of one of the teams?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't think I'd be able to convince you all of it when I had him on my list. So I
Yeah, I had him on my list.
I had him too. Yeah.
because when you said it like as a joke earlier, I was like, "Fuck, I got him on my list."
That's what I was doing too.
I
I'm
know.
going, well, better not make that too big a joke because I got him too.
That's kind of the joke, though.
yeah.
Right.
He is probably their best quarterback.
So we got Pennington in, Maynard's in,
Martin.
Martin's in,
Martin's in.
couple close.
I got the 2 5s and Wilson and Cole.
Yeah, 2 5s, Wilson and Walker.
All right, Al, how hard are we gonna ride with Cole? Or do you want to jump ship?
either of the 5.
I mean, I don't really have any strong feelings about anybody, but
I'm not. I'm down with leaving him if we want to make this quicker.
to where though?
I was gonna go to Hall. You've already went.
Oh yeah.
I'm the one who's got. I need to somehow give my votes to Wayne and Keyshawn, but
Take
What?
my Cole vote off and put it on Hall.
Okay.
Moving up.
Okay. Who's left on Cole?
Me.
Okay.
I'm not against moving. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go.
Okay. Walker's a good pick.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Forget it. Why not? I'll go to Walker from Cole.
Yeah.
If you all want Walker in, I'm gonna have to come off Hall. So if you all want to ride or die with Hall, I need to know now.
yeah, I know that's what I'm trying to decide too.
I'll get Walker in, but I'm asking the two Hall brothers here.
The Hawk.
Or do we want Brees Hall or Garrett Wilson?
I don't have Garrett Wilson, so
So we want Brees Hall.
Saying that, if we're arguing that, I think Garrett Wilson can do more damage. Then he's going to help. He's going to be more of a quarterback's best
I
friend.
mean,
Then
Garrett Wilson's extremely talented. He's not the reason he's only getting 1,000 yards a
Yeah.
year.
he's one of the best in the league, I think, of getting off the line of scrimmage, like creating separation. He's one of those receivers. Like he's
2,000 yard seasons with Zach Wilson.
Take me off Al Toon and put me on Keyshawn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Keyshawn is now officially in.
Keyshawn's in.
I do believe this is the team, the first team we have predominant possession receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably outside of what, Maynard?
Yeah.
Might be a good thing. Accurate quarterback throwing possessions all the time.
That's
Yeah,
true. Actually,
yeah.
Pennington didn't have a big arm.
That's true.
I bet say we always don't need all the big guys. There's if you have 3 or 4 guys possession. The right teams like on them if they can't.
All right, guys, we're doing 5 comebacks. Ready? Break.
The Dolphins were the opposite. They had like one possession receiver.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to deal with what your franchise has.
Well, that was perfect because they had Marino. So
Yeah.
So who doesn't have Wayne?
Me. But I'm going to have to come off either Wilson or Hall.
I think it's more beneficial if we abandon Hall. I can get Walker in, and he can
Put
get-
Alex on an island.
He can put Wayne Corbett in if we abandon Hall.
That's kind of foreshadowing, isn't it?
Well, it's one
Put
person
him on an
leaves, 2
island?
are in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we leave Brees Hall, you guys down for that?
Sure.
I'll leave Brees Hall and go to Walker.
And I'll do the same thing and go to Wayne.
So down to 1. Walker. Wayne.
Alberto Wilson's calling your name.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll go from Hall. I'll go from Hall to Wilson.
But is that what you wanted to do, Alex? Because you don't sound motivated for that pick.
I mean, as excited as I get for Jets football.
He wears his green every week for Jets football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I'll go from Tune to Garrett Wilson.
Who's that leave on tune?
Ray.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I guess I know where I'm going. Sorry, Al. I did my best.
Time to start the stellar defense.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
I think we're gonna call it Revis Island.
Yeah.
He'll cover one guy, the other.
Revis Island, because there's only one island that's covered. Everything else is wide open.
Yeah, this franchise doing this list made me feel better about my Dolphins list too. So
Me as well.
yeah,
Yeah, we all want to go first so we can say Revis.
Yeah, because these other guys. I've got one other guy. I'll be happy going number 2 after Robert.
All right. Well, Robert, you want to lead us off?
I can pull up. Well, with the first pick, I think I'm gonna go with Darrelle Revis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's gonna be everybody's gonna have him.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't look at me.
I'm just saying, man.
Fuck. So does everybody have him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me like I'm an idiot or something.
I'm just saying, you're the guy that's left off some pretty big names the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
So.
well, shit happens.
But
I'm gonna leave off this guy.
yeah, Revis. I mean, when you think of Jets football and Jets defense, I think he's one of the first guys that comes to mind. With the Jets, he played in 108 games, had 25 picks, 3 for touchdown. He had 10 fumble recoveries, 317 solo tackles, 388 total. I mean, I'd say honestly, his pick numbers aren't like astronomical, but I'd say a lot of that was just because they didn't throw the ball at him. And there were several times I remember they would say like he's only gotten like less than 10 targets in a season because they're just throwing the ball to somebody else.
They're not going to throw it anywhere near him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whenever I think of Darrelle Revis, I think of this crazy stat they showed on Sunday Night Football. Notable wide receivers held under 35 yards. This was in 2009. Andre Johnson, Randy Moss twice, Marquise Colston, T.O. twice, Torrey Holt, Steve Smith, Reggie Wayne, and Chad Johnson. It's all in 1 year. Wayne and I went over it for a while, and their Mount Rushmore. It was a real thing. Revis Island, that you just didn't throw the ball towards him. Like some of these corners, like the people say, well, they didn't have that many interceptions. The quarterbacks were scared. Like you knew, I'm not even gonna take a chance. Like there was just no point. Like it was just for those couple of years there, it was just insane.
He was a true guy that would travel with your best receiver and be like, I'm going to take him out of the game today.
But like he actually did. Like the person didn't show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, old Revis Island.
Didn't he win a Super Bowl with the Patriots?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk about a few Patriots today on this defense. At least I am.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Drew, you got a Patriot for us?
I do. Old Ty Law.
I do too.
He is on my list as well.
He only played 2 years in New York, but the 1 year he led the league in interceptions with 10. And they're just a weak defensive back. So I thought even with him only being there 2 years, he could still make the Jets team. I don't know. So I decided to put old Ty Law on the Jets.
Is that another unanimous?
No.
No, I didn't have him.
Oh, Uncle Doug did not.
Oh, you didn't either?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's 4 then.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Doug, since you didn't have Ty Law, who do you have?
Aaron Glenn.
I also have Aaron Glenn.
So do I.
I thought I might be a solo on him. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So Alex got Aaron Glenn. Robert's got Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Doug's got Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Wade, do you have Aaron Glenn?
Yes.
So that's 5.
No Drew.
No, Drew.
Uh,
Dang.
Yeah. Good corner. Played 8 years for the Jets. Kind of off and on there. 24 interceptions for 3 touchdowns, including a 100-yard touchdown.
Wow.
I think that was his rookie season that he had that 100-yard touchdown.
5 forced fumbles and 5 fumble recoveries. Played for the Jets. And then he went to Houston. And then, wait a minute, who am I? Yeah. Never mind.
All right. Well, Aaron Glenn, everybody. And Wade, I believe we're to you now, sir.
I have Sauce Gardner.
I also
Oh,
have Sauce
okay.
Gardner. Yes.
I
Sauce.
forgot about Sauce.
I have Sauce as
I
well.
forgot about Sauce too, Robert.
The guy who's been considered the best corner in the league for the past couple of years.
Just put my vote. Give Sauce Gardner 5. I'm taking off one of these linebackers.
Go ahead and make it 6. I'll add him too.
Oh, really? Because I don't have him.
Oh, you don't have him?
had him.
Okay.
Well, I'm still gonna have
I'm
him.
still gonna have him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's Sauce Gardner. He's the top dog in the NFL right now. Him and Patrick Surtain the second are like the top corners. Yeah, just it's,
Actually, that's not a bad list so far.
him and Jarrell Revis will be there.
It's really not.
Ty
Yeah.
Law will be. There are 3 really really good shutdown corners.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe I forgot about Sauce Gardner, too.
Well, now that Wade's gone, Ray, who do you have?
Let's see. First pick in the Porta Potty draft. Bill Baird.
Yep, I have him too.
So do I.
I do as well.
Yep, same here.
Oh, sorry. I do too. I was looking at something.
Okay.
Sorry.
BAIRD 6. Super Bowl champ, AFL champ. He played 7 years in the AFL New York Jets franchise. Started 80 out of 98 games, 34 interceptions, 2 for touchdown. And that's about all this. Well, 1 sack. But that's about all you're going to get out of these old fucks. Bill Baird.
That's right. All right. Well, I guess we're around to me. I went with another, my lifetime goodie here. None other than old Antonio Cromartie.
I
Yep.
did as
So
well.
did I.
I do too. Yep.
Next one.
Yep.
So that's 5. Who all had him? God damn.
He played 5 years with the Jets. Had 13 picks, returned 1 for a touchdown. Had a couple forced fumbles, a couple fumble recoveries. He was I wouldn't say he was a elite, but he was a very good corner for quite a while.
He forced a lot of turnovers in his prime.
Yeah, he did. And he's pretty big corner too.
He was.
And his brother also played the NFL. What was his first name?
I can't remember.
I can't believe I can't remember that. They were both in the NFL at the same time.
I can't remember his name. He played for the
Dominique Rogers. Camardi, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay,
He
yeah.
played for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
He played for Arizona and the Giants for a while.
Yep, I can't remember.
And he had 30 career picks. So, but yeah, Antonio Cromartie. Which one was it? Was it he the one that picked off Peyton like 5 times in a game once?
With the Chargers, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was the year he had 1 year where I think he had a fuck ton of interceptions. I think it was that year. So
Yeah, he led the league with 10 one year in San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you can tell your grandkids about. Like, I picked off Peyton Manning 5 times in one game.
Yeah. It
Like-
was 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
a legit thing to brag about.
I remember
Yeah.
Yeah.
some of them were nice too. I remember one he dove backwards, back behind his head and flipped backwards and caught it one handed. Peyton kept fucking throwing at him.
All right. Well, there he is.
I think we were at a family event. I believe we were at Grandma's house,
Hmm.
and I remember watching it at Grandma and Grandpa's.
Hmm.
Well, I remember being mad at Grandma.
All right. Well, Robert, I think we're back to you, buddy.
Yeah, I got tired of searching up DBs for the Jets, so I added a linebacker on here. I have old Larry Grantham.
Yeah.
Grantham, however you say it.
Yeah.
I had the same thought process, but I didn't go with that linebacker.
Did you go with Mo, maybe? Might have been the guy I erased earlier.
So let the dose on that one.
But, I mean, played from 1960 to 1972. He did have an interception.
That's good.
Oh, I'm looking at interceptions for touchdowns. Yeah, he had 24 interceptions,
Okay.
actually.
Oh, that's much
So,
better.
yeah.
You say you did have
Yeah, I
8
was looking at the
touchdowns.
wrong column.
Or 8.
He had a interception
better
for a
than
touchdown. Yeah, he had 24 picks. But no tackles listed here. But had 10 fumble recoveries. So, yeah, 24 picks isn't terrible for a linebacker. So, that's who I went with.
Fair enough.
And we're on a fucking boat together again. Never fucking works out, but we're gonna figure it out.
All right, Drew, you're up, buddy.
Well, I got a cornerback here. Good old Bobby Jackson.
Yep, I got Bobby too.
All
Super
right.
Jackson.
No. Bobby's career, New York Jet, played corner. He's got 21 picks, 2 for touchdowns. That's about it. He was one of the he was one of the he was one of the corners for the New York Sack Exchange. That has nothing to do with him. 'Cause he had 0 sacks, so but he was technically on the defense, so but yeah, old Bobby.
Who's the guy that wanted his sack back or whatever?
Mark Gastineau.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Favre does take a fall,
He does.
yeah.
so and he's mad because his running mate is in the Hall of Fame and he's not.
Klecko.
Yeah, Klecko's
Yeah.
in and Gastineau's not.
All right. Well, Uncle Doug, you got anybody left?
Yep, I got one left. Victor Green.
Yeah, got him.
Ray's just doubling up with everybody else this round.
Yeah, he played for the Jets from '93 through '01. Had 24 interceptions, 2 for touchdowns. He had 13 fumble recoveries and 7 forced fumbles. That's about it. All right, it's
What did the Jets come
it's
to?
the Jets.
We're at
Yeah.
the bottom dwellers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where the Jets are gonna fall off.
The algae suckers.
Was it to me?
It is
Yeah.
indeed.
Well, I just threw a linebacker on, and I just went with a guy that I knew was good that I watched play, so I knew he was good, and that was Jonathan Vilma.
I also have Jonathan Vilma.
Yeah, he
He's
started
my
his
last
career
guy as well.
with the Jets. He was only there for like 3-4 years, but he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Got a Pro Bowl. Might have led the league in tackles 1 year there. I think he did. He was never like Ray Lewis or Brian Urlacher, but he was like a notch or two below those guys. He was a really good guy for a period of time in the 2000s. He was just a good all-around linebacker, a good leader of his team. Won a Super Bowl with the Saints. I mean, he was just a good all-around middle linebacker.
I don't know that he was ever the best linebacker in football, but I feel like he was consistently like top 5.
He's always good.
Yeah.
He's always good when he's healthy.
Ray, who did he win the Super Bowl? The Saints, who they beat?
Oh no.
Why are you throwing? You're not even a fan of the team. It don't even count. Now you're just throwing shit out there. Let's go down the list of how many times the Bears lost.
Here we go.
I know who beat you one time.
Here we go.
The Colts. All right. Well, I guess it's to me, huh?
I think so, yes.
All right. Daynard Polson.
Good luck with that.
I'm about to say, who?
No idea.
Who?
About to find out.
Denard.
Denard.
He is a 2-time Pro Bowler. He played 6 years on the AFL Jets franchise.
I thought you were like the AFL team. I was like, who is that?
78 games started out of 84. 29 interceptions with 1 for a touchdown. 0.5 sacks, and that's all the stats you're going to get from that because he played from 61 to 66.
Does anybody have anybody left?
I do.
I do.
Oh, well, Drew, what you got there, buddy?
Well, I got old Ray Mickens.
Mickens.
Yeah.
Oh, what movie is that?
I take it that's not your last player there, Ray?
No.
Okay.
He's got 11 interceptions. He played
Yeah.
8 years with the Jets.
11 interceptions in 8 years? What position does he play?
He's a defensive back. That's all they list. They don't say corners.
Full-time starter.
No.
No one knows.
Ready for this? He played 146 games. He started 38 games.
You put a backup on your list.
Oh my gosh.
There are 11 interceptions in 8 years. It's probably not a full-time starter action in there.
Most games he started in a year was 14 one year. 10 was the next. And then after that, it drops to 5. But he did play every year, 15, 16 games every year. So he didn't start, so he was the nickel corner. So, but
Did he at least make a Pro Bowl?
no.
Did he at least
Where'd you
do?
find this guy?
Jets website said he was top 7 corner of all time.
Oh,
Defensive back in their history.
You can't go by their website. They're lying to themselves.
They like my guy, William Ray Mickens.
Mickens.
He had to do something. Is he a return man or something? Like, did he have a bunch of return touchdowns?
we'd be better off to take Brees Hall off the offense and just put him in corner.
Let's get him on the team somehow.
His Hall of Fame monitor is at 1,030th. Whatever that means.
That means never.
I can't believe. No, they do comparisons. They have players down there to compare him next to. His 2 comparisons: Rod Woodson and Ronnie Lott.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Normally, like somewhat comparable. Those 2 are just.
2 of the 4 greatest.
Oh my God.
Against the guy that started 36 games.
But yeah, my guy
The
Ray.
AFL.
They
This guy played in 1996 to 2006.
So is that all now?
No, I got one more. But I just wanted to say one more thing. Like, is the Jets website run like Wikipedia where anybody can go in there and change it? That is
Mickens did it himself.
Yeah, Mickens did it.
Let me I'm gonna Google why do Jets fans love Ray Mickens and see what comes up.
All right, so my last shit pick is James Hasty.
What?
All right. Story time with me for James Hasty. He is a 2-time Pro Bowler. He played 7 years in New Jersey. Let's see here.
You played in New Jersey.
Yeah, the New Jersey York Jets.
Okay, continue.
Let's see. Games started 111. Games played 111. 24 interceptions. One for a TD. Forced fumbles were 6. 18 fumble recoveries. 0 for touchdown. 4 sacks. 77 solo tackles with a combined of 502. James Hasty.
I went to a Jets blog for Ray Mickens. This one guy says, true team legend type player.
He had to have been like a gunner or something.
True old school nickel corner who you could rely on in the slot. College teammates for a year with Aaron Glenn in the same draft as Marcus Coleman.
What year was he playing in?
He got drafted in 04.
Must have been like Vince Papali's.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah,
Boy
Vince
or
Papali's the
something.
Eagles legend, but it's not because he's a Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so how many of these we got? Way too many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lucky number 13.
I will say this, guys.
You gotta scroll up.
There is
There you go.
this may be the best corner group we have. Like Revis, Law, Glenn, Sauce, Cromartie. That's like 5 number 1 corners. Like they may not all have played here very long, but they all played here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Sauce Gardner, Ty Law, and Drill Revis is pretty nasty.
It is.
Okay, so I'm going to get this 13 off here. And I'm going to Ty Law.
I'll take my green and I'll go to Ty Law.
Green.
There's so many you can't find green.
Green. Where's...
2. Right there.
He's above Vilma.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find where.
And you said Ty Law? Okay, so
Ty Law's
Law's
in. The Revis and Ty Law and Baird are all in.
I'll come off Mitkins and I'll go to. I just.
Which one?
Never mind. It's gone now.
It's gone now.
Who don't I have? Wait, never mind. I found it. Mickens, and I'll get Glenn in.
Oh, okay.
After that big spiel, you don't want to stick with Mickens?
All right, you guys just don't believe he's a true team legend. I mean, I literally have the Jets blog post that there's 3 responses on the post.
And you're going to Glenn?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we got 4 in.
Glenn is in.
Who doesn't have sauce?
Hold on.
Right.
Fix that. So I'm taking off Polson. And I'm going to go to, let's see, Cromartie.
Oh, okay. Now we got 5 in.
Okay. Let's see.
Who's
Who
the
else?
solo on? Who's the solo on green?
Green? Oh, that's me. So, let's see. This is ridiculous.
So it's going to come down to
Um,
Bobby, Vilma, and
Who's
Green
got
thing.
Jackson?
I do.
Who
Right.
else?
Why don't you want to go to Sauce?
I didn't say I didn't want to. I'm asking who's on Jackson.
Me and
I
Dad.
said Doug and Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to Sauce.
I think you just said fuck you guys. That's 6
Okay.
guys.
So that's 6.
We got
Who's got Grantham with me?
I do. So I'm leaving Grantham,
Robert's not like it.
and I'll go to Vilma.
there we go.
Robert, come to Jackson.
I was gonna go to Vilma, but now I'm going to Jackson.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr.
Hey, don't be petty. You're the one that did it to me. Oh, who was that other guy?
He
Hold on.
says don't be fatty. Whoa.
Hold on. How do you do the undo? Edit.
All right. Well, I think Grantham was removed, correct?
Yeah.
So,
So we got Jackson.
yeah,
Not really
Jackson
not
has 3 and Vilma has 3. And the only 2
So, do
aside
we
from
want another defensive back or a linebacker?
What kind of defensive back?
He's a corner.
Is he a corner?
Yeah.
Is everyone else on there already a corner?
Do we have any safeties?
Bard, right?
I don't know what Bart is.
Oh, no, I'm not.
He's an old guy, so he's probably going to play safety on this team.
Yeah.
He's
Revis is going to tell him, you stand back there and you watch people.
I don't care.
I was one with another corner for depth, just to help it out on the back end. Because the Jets' front line is heavy, but then after that, it kind of.
Do linebackers against 7-on-7? Do they come in handy? Like if you go against a team that like runs a lot of like screen passes to like running backs, does it having a big linebacker does that come in handy for that or no?
No, not really.
No.
I wouldn't say so because they're not. It's just.
If you're gonna build the ideal 7-on-7 team, you just have 7 corners.
Yeah, I would say you just have 7 corners able to just man up and go.
Big safety and to fight a tight end.
Yeah.
If your team plays more zone, then maybe have like safeties and stuff. But mostly, if you can have true 7 good corners, then that would be who.
So I just typed in the 10 greatest corners in Jets history, and Mickens is at 6.
I tried to tell you guys.
Jeez Louise.
He was better coming off the bench, I guess.
Doing something.
Well, I would say Barrett is a decent athlete because he's one of their all-time leaders in return yardage. So, I don't know, though.
I say we just get this Jets thing over with.
Yeah. So come to Vilma.
Come to
Get this
Jackson.
over. Oh my God.
Come to Bobby.
Save our energy for a
Yeah.
better
let's-
argument. Let's
yeah,
go
let's
Jackson.
go to Jackson. Fuck this.
I'm glad. He did. Alex, you're left.
It's fine. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Pick our battles and fight another day.
Yeah, so that leaves us with Darrell Revis, Ty Law, Aaron Glenn, Sauce Gardner. Was it something Baird?
Barry?
Oh,
Bill
Bill.
Baird.
I knew it was a B.
Bill Baird.
Bill Bird.
Antonio Cromartie, and Bobby Jackson. So a team full of DBs, correct?
Yep.
All DBs, and some legit shutdown corners.
Oh, yeah.
This is a pretty nasty matchup team, really, defensively at least. So that'll round out our Jets 7-on-7 talk and move us into MVP talk. And we're gonna do something kind of interesting we've never done before. We are going to talk about, correct me if I'm wrong, 1968. Which Joe Namath won an MVP for the AFL.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
AFL and Earl Morrall for the NFL.
And so we're going to compare the 2 MVP winners to see who would have won if they were one league like they are now. So we thought that would be an interesting thing to do, and kind of legit, really. So, and it gets us a jet because otherwise we didn't have a jet.
Okay.
So Earl Moore, or Morrill, however you say it, was a Baltimore Colt. It's a 14-game season, by the way.
Slackers.
He threw for 2,900 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 17 picks. And he also ran the ball 11 times for 18 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
Actually, by the way, Dick Butkus came in 4th this year.
That's my guy.
And Gale Sayers came in 7th. And Joe Namath, for the previously mentioned Jets, also in 14 games, threw for 3,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 17 picks. He also ran the ball 5 times for 11 yards and 2 touchdowns.
What was
Hell
his
yeah.
yardage?
31, yeah, 31.47.
2909.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say, I mean, Namath did double him in rushing touchdowns.
I'm sure he did.
They both threw 17 interceptions. But Earl threw 26 touchdowns for 15.
You know who won the big game though, Dad?
Oh,
It's my guy.
Well, I also want to point out, I don't know who this guy is, but John Haddle for the San Diego Chargers
Yeah.
threw for 3,400 yards, almost 35, and 27 touchdowns, but he did throw 32 picks.
oh,
Yeah.
yikes!
That's 60s football for you.
Only imagine if Jameis Winston played then.
Shots fired.
He can at least see now.
Can he?
It's better. He said it used to be blurry out there. I'm like, what?
Didn't he just get benched again?
Yes.
Yeah.
For interception. Hasn't he lost 2 games on an interception on the last drive?
Yeah.
2 other past 3 or 4
Well,
weeks.
what did he throw? 4 picks against the Chiefs this last weekend. They only lost by 2 touchdowns.
It's a typical Chiefs victory.
It's kind of nuts.
They're not really blowing anybody out.
Nobody.
All their wins have been so suspect, but at this point, you don't even.
You expect it. Like when they doinked the
Yeah.
field goal in, I told Dad, I said, it's going to go in. I said, they're not the Bears. It will go in. What does it do? It doinks in. I said,
Not only
I'm
did they
leaving.
doink it in, they doinked it in with a backup kicker. Like their kicker was on the IL.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, and they blocked a kick to win a game this year.
Yeah.
Like a 35.
The Raiders just fumble the snap instead
Yeah,
of.
that was
But
crazy.
even as bad as they look, if we do like predictions on here, I'm gonna pick them to win. Like,
yeah.
No matter what, they just find ways to win games. I'm not picking against them.
No way in hell. They're gonna win games.
They lose to the Bills in the regular season, and they beat them in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
And it looks like everyone's have to go through Arrowhead because they have 2 games up on the Bills, unless the Steelers can beat them, and then they have to lose another game.
Well, I know we got kind of bored with it, but who do we think the MVP is?
Yeah, I think Earl.
I
That
was
15 touchdowns and 17 interceptions is hard to overcome.
I was waiting to see if it was his 4,000-yard season because I'm pretty sure Namath was the first ever quarterback to throw for
I said
4,000 yards.
the year before. It's the year before when he does that. Yeah.
That was a huge deal then.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he probably had a bunch of interceptions that year, 4,000 yards back then was a huge deal.
4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 28 interceptions.
I knew he had a bunch of interceptions, but
I mean, Namath's the type of guy that earned the saying of when you throw a pass, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
but he was like the way football was played then. He was like the way Favre was in the 90s.
yeah,
Favre, because Namath was still doing crazy shit that people hadn't really seen before. Like no one had ever thrown for 4,000 yards. No one could drop back and zip the ball around like him and Unitas could.
yeah.
So he was still remarkable to watch. I think at that point in time, from what I pick up on, he had amazing arm talent, but he just, due to the way football was played back then and the chances he chose to take, a lot of interceptions. And Favre was just the new age version of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that wraps up our MVP discussion and wraps up our episode. We appreciate you tuning in for this Jets episode. And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our Buffalo Bills episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.